Hi guys, how's everybody today? We are going to be talking about my top 10 favorite yellow polishes today, which I'm really excited for. More excited, I would say, than the past 3 videos, which you haven't seen. If you haven't seen, I've done red, pink, and orange, and now we're on to yellow. So I don't have like a ton of yellow polishes in my collection just because it doesn't seem like brands make as much yellow polishes as other colors, such as red, for example. But I do actually have a lot of polish to talk about today. I made myself narrow it down to 10, but some of the polishes that I picked for each slot have like another option for you. So like if you don't have that, you could try that. But I'm only going to show you live application of the 10, I think. I might throw in a few more at the end. Basically, there were too many yellows that I liked. And if I don't include your favorite yellow today, I apologize. I couldn't include every single one of them. But I do have some nice, let's see, did I go any, I didn't really go any high end here. Meaning nothing like higher price than like Zoya or OPI. But I do, so I have a bunch in that area, and then I have some drugstore options too. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Like I always do, I'm going to tell you what's on my lips. This is Revlon Color Burst Lip Butter and Berry Smoothie. I love this thing. I'm going to put it in my purse because I want it as like my go-to lippy for this week. It's so easy to wear. Anyway, so let's get started. All right. Just my personal preference. I kind of like a yellow, I kind of like a softer yellow. Like, okay, so I'm going to pay homage to all kinds of yellows today. But for my personal preference, I really like a nice soft yellow. So like what is on my nails here, by the way, those are 5 different polishes. But I kind of, when I want to wear a yellow, I usually want to wear something a little softer than this. So I have a few in here. I have 3 that I let be each in their own slot of all my 10. So this is 1, 2, and 3. They're all soft yellows, but I'm going to let them each have their own spot instead of combining them into one because I really like them. It does need to be said that I don't think any of the polishes I'm going to show you today, I don't think any of them are one coaters. That's just kind of what you get with yellow polish. You could probably wear some of them as one coat, and maybe you know of a polish that's yellow that's one coat. There are a few out there that you can squeak by. For the most part, you're going to need at least 2 coats on all of these, and that's just kind of how it is with yellow. So if you like yellow polish like I do, you already kind of know. You have to nurture your yellow polishes a little bit. You have to, just because of the opacity and the pigment that is naturally occurring in a yellow polish, you just have to maybe paint a little bit more carefully, make sure your brush strokes are nicer so that you don't have too much visible nail line, things like that. So when I show you these today, they're not all going to be perfect formulas, but I like them, and with nurturing, I think that they look really nice on the nail. So having that out of the way now, let me go ahead and get started. So my first kind of like soft cream yellow, this is Orly Lemonade. And as you can see, it is lighter than what I have here on my nails. It's kind of more like, it's like a soft yellow. It's not like a super duper sunny yellow. It's definitely softer. I like this one, 2 coats and you're pretty good to go. You know, of course you could slap on a coat of white under all of these and you might really enjoy how that looks. But how I'm going to show you today with the live application and the swatches, I don't think any of them have white underneath them. So anyway, first we're going to look at Orly Lemonade. This next one I'm going to show you is pretty similar to Orly Lemonade, but it's even a whiter yellow. It's really, really light yellow. This had to have its own spot. I know that I talked about in my, the Color Club the pastel one that just came out, the neon pastels. I was talking about how those were comparable to these Maybelline Color Show Bleach Neons. They are comparable, but in this case, I preferred this yellow to the one that was in that collection. So, yes, I definitely do really like this polish. It came out in the, like I said, the Bleach Neons collection. It was kind of hard to get your hands on. I have heard people say lately that you can find them at Big Lots, or you can just try to find them online, like eBay or something maybe. But I did want to go ahead and mention this because I do still really like it. And so, yes, this is called Citrus Collide from Maybelline. Alright, the next light yellow is called Macaroon Swoon, and this is from Color Club. This came out in, was it called the Paris in Love collection? It wasn't this last spring, but it was spring 2014. And I just love this polish. It's kind of like a creamier color than the last two that I showed you, like less citrus, and it feels like a more like a buttercup cream kind of yellow color. So anyway, I really, really like this one, and as with the rest, I'm going to show you two coats. Okay, so I'm going to start in with some colors that are going to have pairings of shades that I think are kind of similar to each other, but I'm only going to show you live application of my top one in that category. They're not really categories, but you'll see what I mean as I go along. So my favorite, like, mustard yellow color. I know that's not like a super maybe desirable color for most people, but I have these two polishes here. So see what I mean? They're mustardy. They have some brown in them. I think, I'm not sure because I didn't rewatch the video before I filmed this one, but I think one of my favorite yellows, and I think I did this video series last year, but I think I only got through yellow or green. And this was in there, I'm pretty sure. This is Sally Hansen Complete Salon Manicure in Butterscotch. This is one of the ones that you probably could do just one coat on. It's just stupendous. If you like yellow polish and you don't have this or you're not aware of this polish yet, you can find it in the drugstore. It's so good. And it's a funky color. Yes, of course, you're maybe not going to want to wear this every single day, but if you like yellow polish, it's definitely one to have. So anyway, I'm going to show you a live application of this one. And for the sake of this video, I'm not going to be showing you live application of all the like extra polishes I'm going to show you, but I will show you a picture. So the other polish that's kind of in this mustard family is Color Club Je ne sais quoi, which I also really like this polish. If you've been with me for a while, you've heard me mention this one before. but it's close enough in shade to Sally Hansen Butterscotch, and I like Butterscotch a little bit more. I don't know why for this one I get a little bit of bubbling issue whenever I apply it. It is still pretty and fun, and it's in the same collection as the Macaroon Swoon that I just showed you right before. But anyway, if you can't get your hands on the Butterscotch one, this is a pretty good option too. So yeah, I'll just show you a picture here of what it looks like. Okay, so we're gonna talk neon polish right now. Neon yellow polish is pretty, I mean, it's pretty important to have yourself neon polish in general, but a neon yellow polish, if you are an absolute polish fanatic like I am, and like you probably are if you're here, you have to have some good neon yellow polish. So I'm gonna show you my very favorite neon polish, and I just discovered it this year. My favorite by far. And then I'm gonna show you a few options, and then I have one more neon polish that gets its own spot after that too, just because I think it's fun. So anyway, my very favorite comes from a brand called Virtuous Polish. It's an indie brand. You can find it online. Just look up Virtuous Polish, and the name of it is Magdalene. It's from the Women of Valor collection. This may be a little bit hard to get your hands on, which is why I want to give you some other options. But the reason this polish gets top marks for me is because you do not need a white base to make this an actual neon. The other polishes I'm going to show you today are very bright, but to actually make them look like this one looks, when you just put it on by itself, you have to wear a white base with it. This just is so bright and pigmented. You're going to see when I show you this live application in a minute. It's so, so, so bright, and it goes on kind of chalky, and I think that's because it does have all that white in there, and it dries matte. But when you top it with a glossy top coat, it just looks like a gorgeously in your face, so bright yellow neon. So this gets top marks for me. Again, it's Virtuous Polish Magdalene. So let me show you what it looks like. Alright, so the two, I wouldn't really say runner-ups, but if you can't get your hands on that one, these two are also pretty good that I have in my collection. Orly Glowstick is pretty well known for being a bright neon yellow, but you do, in my opinion, you do need a base coat on this one to really make it look like that last one I just showed you. But this is really nice. You can get it at Sally's if you want to go ahead and pick this one up. And Kleancolor has a really bright neon yellow. It's called Funky Yellow. So, and that's, you can pick these up for like, what, $1 on Shop Miss A. So, yeah, there's another good option for you if you want to get something really easily accessible to you. But again, I do think you need a base coat of white under here. Okay, I have one more neon yellow polish to share with you, and that is Color Club Not-So-Mellow Yellow. And again, it's a little bit more of like a limey yellow neon, and it doesn't have an impeccable formula like Magdalene does, for example, but it's so cool because it has this iridescent shimmer in it that just makes it look so cool. So I definitely had to include it. It's definitely one of my favorite yellows, and so yeah, that's why it's in here. I'm trying to cover all my bases here. I want to talk about two of my favorite textured yellow polishes. I don't have a ton of textured yellow polish, but I do have some. But there's definitely one that stands out far and away above all the rest, in my opinion, and that is OPI Flippy Floppy. And it came from the Brazil, let me show you, from the Brazil Beach Sandies collection. It looks like this. It was from last summer, so you'd probably have to look somewhere like TJ Maxx or Marshalls, or you could buy it from Amazon, I think, for probably like $10 or something. If you like textured polish in the least, or if you like how this looks, I would recommend getting that whole thing just for this polish. But honestly, all of them are so good, and I love this this blue here. What is that called too? What's a little rainforest? But I like all of them. You've probably heard me talk about these before, but if you take your nail polish collecting / hoarding really seriously, you probably need to pick that up. Side note. But I love this one so much. You're So Flippy Floppy. It's such a shame that they were all just released in these little tiny bottles, because I would love to have full sizes of all of them for sure. And I would probably pay full price for them for sure too. I probably would break my rule of only buying OPI on discount and pay full price. That's how much I like them. So, You're So Flippy Floppy, let me show you how it looks. Okay, so I do have some more polishes that look kind of very similar to that, but I'm going to take you on a little different direction for another textured yellow. This is Nicole by OPI in the Ruffles formula, or Ruffless, however you want to say it. It's Sand in My Shoe. I like this one. It's definitely really cool looking. It's really rough looking in opposition to that OPI, which is really sparkly. And it has all this like peachy terracotta orange speckle stuff in it. So anyway, I think this is cool looking. I'm not going to show you live application, but here's a quick photo of how it looks like if you're interested. Okay, I wanted to give a shout out to some shimmering yellows. I think pretty much besides the neons, one of those neon had some shimmer in it, but the rest of the polishes I'm featuring today are all creams. Oh, except for this little guy. He had shimmer too. But I have some polishes with shimmer, which I do think is really fun too, so I wanted to give a shout out. My favorite one of the three I'm going to talk about is Zoya Daisy, and it just came out in their spring collection. So this should still be really easy to get your hands on. And it's really cool because it's this light kind of buttercream yellow again, but it's just filled with turquoise shimmer, which is really pretty. As far as formula goes, it's pretty good. It's decent at 2 coats for a yellow. So yeah, of the three, this one was my favorite. So let me show you live application. Okay, so I have 2 more yellows that have some shimmer in them. We'll just talk about it really quickly. My first one is Orly Melodious Utopia. This one, it is a little bit thin, but it is in the same category of a yellow with shimmer, except this one has pink shimmer in it. So I did want to mention it to you and give you a quick picture here. Alright, and then the last of the shimmery, this is China Glaze Suns Up Top Down. And this is kind of more of like a sunflower yellow, and it has this gorgeous peachy pink shimmer in it. So this one came out in their road trip collection. Also probably pretty easy for you to get your hands on if you want to. Well, you know, with sites like Head to Toe Beauty and 88 Beauty, you can get any China Glaze polish you want pretty much. So, but yeah, I did want to mention this. This is actually my only China Glaze yellow in here, which surprised me. But when I went through all my yellows, it surprised me because I really like China Glaze. But when I went through all my yellows, if I'm being completely honest with you guys, which I always am, none of the China Glazes really made the grade. I found some that I really liked, but I couldn't show you every single China Glaze polish. So like, there are lots of China Glaze polishes that I do think are really nice, but I couldn't include them all. So I just wanted to mention, because you know I love China Glaze, but yeah, I mean, their cream yellows are really nice, but I don't know. I couldn't tell you about all of them. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to my very last portion of this video, which deals with all of these yellows that I don't know if you can tell the difference between them, but they're all different yellows. And basically it's the like sunflower bright yellow, like sunny yellow cream. Basic straight up cream. Not really any shimmer in these. I think one might have a little tiny bit of shimmer, but it's not very noticeable. Some of them are going to be higher end, not really high end. And then some of them are going to be from the drugstore. So let's go ahead and talk the two that you would probably pay a little bit more for. And that's these two. I have a Zoya and I have an OPI for you. So I actually did not include OPI. I just can't cope with Gabbana. It's a really nice light yellow, but just like my China Glaze yellows, I just couldn't include everything. So it actually didn't make the grade. But if you want to check out that yellow, I mean, it's decent. Like I said, there's lots of yellows out there that I'm not including today. I tried to stick it down to my 10. So, between these two, this is Zoya Darcy and OPI Good Grief from the Peanuts collection. Sorry. The one that I actually did end up liking better was OPI Darcy. So that's the one I'm going to show you live application of today. I'm going to show you two coats here of Darcy. So let's take a look at that. And just for runners-up's sake, I'm going to show you a quick picture of Good Grief from OPI. And you probably can't even tell, but this is Darcy here, and this is the OPI one here. And then these three are going to be drugstore. Oh, I can't wiggle them. There we go. Why was that so difficult? Okay. All right, so I have three drugstore options for you. The one I'm going to give top spots to is the one that you can get for 99 cents at the drugstore, and that's why it is being my very top spot for a yellow. And it's basically one coater. So out of everything I showed you today, if you just want to pick up one yellow polish, even though, like I mentioned before, if you're a serious nail polish hoarder, you should probably have all of these. Pretend I didn't say that. I'm really not encouraging you to spend all your money on nail polish. But even if you just pick up one, you should pick up the Wet n Wild in this new bottle that they just came out with. Even though the cap's a little flimsy, that is a consolation of picking this up. But it's called Dough, so it's like dough, like it's D''OH exclamation point. This is a one coater yellow for 99 cents. Like every time I apply this, which isn't actually that many times, but when I was applying it again for this video, I'm always putting it on and I'm like, how did you do this? Like, spread your secret with the world. And I'm happy with Wet n Wild for giving us this polish for only $1 and not making us pay like $15 for it or whatever for a luxury brand of polish. By the way, in case you were wondering, they are toluene, formaldehyde, and phthalate free. So they are big 3 free. It's not like they're giving us some crappy thing, and that's why we only pay 99 cents for it. And I'm done talking about this now. Let me show you it. Okay, so I have two more options from the drugstore. You pay at least $7 or $8 more for these than the one I just showed you, which is why they didn't get my top spot, but they are also both beautiful in their drugstore. So I want to show them to you. And because you're all so cute, I'm going to show you live application of these too. So yes, I'm extending the video just a little bit to show you live application because I love drugstore so much. So I recently ran into this gal, CoverGirl XL Nail Gel in Haughty Lemon, like Haughty, like that's what I think of when I read this. Anyway, in the bottle, it looks like it has some shimmer. It's very subtle on the nail. You really don't see it at all. This is a great formula. It's almost a one coater too. So big props to CoverGirl XL Nail Gel. I think that this is the only one from that brand that I've even picked up. I wanted to try it and see how they did the yellow, and bravo to them. They did a good job. So if these suckers weren't like, what, $8 to $10 at the drugstore, I might buy more of them. But, I mean, come on. You can do it for $1. If Wet n Wild can do it, CoverGirl, you can do it too. Come on, I believe in you. So anyway, yes, let's look and see how this one swatches. Okay, last up, I have one more for you, and this is from the Revlon Color Stay Gel Envy line. You know I like Revlon polishes. I did a whole review on this Gel Envy line last fall or something when they first came out, and I actually really do like them. I think that the Gel Envy polishes are really nice. Would I want to pay, like, what is it, $10 for every bottle from them? No, which is why I haven't bought any more since I did that video. But this is a good yellow, so I did want to mention it. It just goes back to this whole thing. It goes back to this. Polishes like this stick in my mind, and they tell me every single time I go to like want to buy a brand like this again, because this was nice, I'm like, but I could spend $1 and get a really nice polish for $1. I don't know. That's just how my brain thinks. I don't know. If you're with me, give me a shout out or whatever. So, yeah, let's look and see how this one swatches. Okay, we've reached the end of our top yellow polishes. I hope you're enjoying this series. It's been a little while since I did my oranges. Hopefully it won't be too long before I do my green polishes. I'm just like, I feel like I'm always behind on getting the collections out to you, the ones that like from different brands like OPI, Color Club, China Glaze. I have, like I feel like I have a million collections to share with you. So sometimes I don't always get around to sharing my top color ones, but I really do want to get through that series this time and not make it to the end of the year like I did last year without even finishing the series. So yes, I'm gonna try to have green for you up again, not again, but up next for you in this series. And I hope you're enjoying it as I am. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite yellow is. I'm sure a lot of you are going to tell me polishes that I didn't include. And I hope that some of them are some polishes that I don't even know of. And like I said before, I would just show you like every yellow polish that I own because I love yellow polish so much. Seriously, it goes like this for me. Purple, blue, yellow, and then I love green polish. So I love yellow polish, and I hope you found some in here that you might want to get your eye on and then get your hands on and then get on you. But yeah, in any case, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for spending some of your time with me today. I love you, and I will see you back next time. Bye!